September 11th, a day that kind of always just, hits you right in the guts. And today, 2021 here is no different. It's, to me, boy, I sure reflect each and every year on this day. I always look back and think of, where would I be if we would have had to fight that here on our soil, and things would have got extremely bad, as bad as they were, worse by fighting that here. And boy, I've got a lot of respect for our troops overseas, around the country, here on our land, our soil, that fight each and every day to keep that stuff at bay. And where we're at right now in this country is kind of sad. But without going into too much of a political rant here, I reflect on this day. I think old Alan Jackson hit it right on the head when he said, "Where were you when the world stopped turning?" And every time I hear that, it's very humbling. I know exactly where I was at. I'll never forget it. I was on my way moving to the state of Illinois to start my guiding career, moving as a kid from Michigan on the road, and I was on the expressway going through Springfield, Illinois. And I believe I had an old Nextel phone at that time, and had the radio cranked with probably Kid Rock or whatever it was. I know it was probably Kid Rock. And boy, I was excited to get that venture of my life, or that time started. Going down the expressway, my cell phone rang, and it was Mother, and picked it up, and she said, with a quiver in her voice, she said, "Where you at?" And I said, "I'm in Springfield, Illinois." "Why, what's up?" And I knew at that point something was up. I had CDs in the old truck there, and didn't have the radio on. But as she said that, I was watching what was going on. I was looking around, and all the expressways, the overpasses were starting to get shut down. People pulled off to the side of the roads, and we were at war. After that conversation, went down and ended up at the lodge, and the interview was pretty much more of or not interview at that point. I was already hired. I was on my way to moving down there, but getting down there and stopped at the lodge. I believe I went right to the lodge instead of to the house, and no one knew what that day alone, or the next day, was going to bring. And I often reflect on that. I often look back and think, where would I be if we would have had to fight that on our soil? And I can guarantee you I wouldn't be standing on my property here in Kentucky. So I owe the world to our troops. And I've tried to instill that in my kids over the years, of how much that's importance. I mean, obviously that was before them, but it still resonates with them. That was before they were born. I look back and think, if all hell would have broke loose here on our soil, and we would have had to fight that here, which we had to fight the aftermath that was left behind, and still to this day we do. And but what if we would have had to fight that here? Where would I have been? I wouldn't have had the chance to make the memories that I made at the lodge down there with all the great friends that I made, and all clients. I wouldn't have had the kids a few years following that. Wouldn't have had the chance of having a career, all the ups and downs that come with that, all marriage and everything else that comes with past, and to get to where I'm at today with the business. Definitely wouldn't be standing here on a privately owned parcel here with a chance to own 72 acres in the state of Kentucky. So it's something that always humbles me. Like I said, it always slows me down, and it doesn't matter what I'm doing. This year I'm in Kentucky finishing up a few things. I just actually went out and put a ground blind in today for the rifle season in November here, with plans of maybe setting a box blind near that. But I think that the message here today for everyone needs to be is one of the hunts going on right now in Michigan is the youth hunt, and boy, it's good to see those kids with those smiles on their faces. And kudos to the parents that are taking them out in the woods, grandparents, everybody involved in getting those out, kids out in the woods. Whether you believe in it or not, that's not. I could care less, to be honest with you. That is a time for them to get out in the woods. There's a few things that come with that we'll do in other videos that maybe could change a little bit, but it's the message. It's a bigger message, just like today. It's a message of where are we going to be, so 20 years ago, where are we going to be 20 years from now? You don't know. And will I still be standing here on this piece here in Kentucky, or will something happen today that'll end that? You just never know. So if you don't get anything else from this video today, maybe just as a humbling note, take every hunt that we're giving, every piece of time that we have with our family and our friends outdoors, every sit that you have in the stand, take it to heart, because it can all change with the blink of an eye. And again, I guess I'd like to say is all the family and friends that I've had that have served during that time, that are watching this, or if you're watching this and had family, pay respect to those troops. We owe everything to them. Leadership out of the question as far as who sent them there and who was president or who is president today has nothing to do with the powerful message that is resonated to us or sent to us every day on 9/11. So take today to heart. Never take today for granted. And if it wasn't 80 some degrees, I'd be out in a stand today, just kind of soaking it all in and being, paying my respects from a tree stand. I've always thought it'd be cool to kill a buck on 9/11, but I'm not sure if I'll end up in the stand yet this afternoon or not. With the heat the way it is, probably not. But maybe one of these years to harvest a buck on 9/11, just to add to this story, from the beginning. So don't take the day for granted. Hug those kids and keep them afield. Keep this tradition going, and don't take any of this for granted, because like I said, it can all change in a blink of an eye. Hope everybody's season is off to a great start. Stay in touch with the ups, the downs, the struggles this year going forward. I really appreciate all of the clients and all of the clients that are booked for 2022 already. 2021, I'm at the tail end of my client trips right now, and settling into the fall, my time off here in the fall that I schedule every year. And boy, I'm pretty blessed to have the year that I had 64 clients. I don't know the total estates yet. I should figure that out. That'd be kind of neat to know. But I was all over the whitetail range this year, and so taking that in, looking back, like I said, that's one of the reasons. Every time I drive through Springfield, Illinois, I remember where I was on 9/11 when everything happened. So take today, wave at a neighbor, slow down here a little bit, and take a deep breath and look forward to this season. And remember, we don't fight that stuff on foreign soils. We'll be fighting it here. And 20 years from today, where will you be? Maybe today is that day that the next song that comes out is, where are you going to be, or where were you today? So you just never know. Don't take anything for granted anymore. I know I don't. So good season ahead, guys. Today, I think here that kind of starts the fall for me each and every year. But it's always one that, like I said, that humbles me to the core. So God bless everybody that's out there. Maybe someday we'll be all attached back here as one nation under God, as they say. And until then, With all due respect for everybody's political opinions out there, no matter what side of the fence that you're on or what side of the aisle that you're on, today is I think a day that slows us all down at heart. So take that into consideration. Enjoy the fall and stay in touch. Thanks, guys.